What's going on, guys? So today I am out here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine in Corpus Christi, Texas, and we're going to take a look at this really cool Sundance ultralight travel trailer. There is really a lot to like about this unit. It is relatively lightweight considering its size. It's, in my opinion, still too heavy for a half-ton truck, but there are a lot of nice construction perks about this unit. So hang tight, I'll be right back. All right, before we get too much further, let's take a look at the numbers on this unit. So this is going to have a gross vehicle weight rating of 9,660 pounds. It's going to ride on twin 4,400-pound axles, so you have 8,800 pounds worth of axle capacity, which is pretty appropriate for this because at any given time, you're probably only going to have about 7,000 pounds resting on the actual axles. It has a 3,341-pound cargo capacity. Again, because of the axle setup, the GVWR, and how much of that is built in for cargo capacity, this ends up being lighter than you might think. So that's something just worth considering. Now, I do like this unit. There's a lot of nice little perks about it. Let's start from the front and work our way back. First of all, I really like the front cap on this unit. I think it has a very, very nice modern look to it overall. It is a painted front cap as well. And then up front, you can see that it has twin propane cans. So these are going to be 25-pound propane tanks up front, not the 35-pound ones. That's probably something I would have liked to see. It has an electric front tongue jack on it as well. This does utilize an LCI frame. Stepping back, I like the slam latches. The doors aren't the thinnest. They're definitely rigid. I would have liked to see something slightly thicker, but these aren't too bad, especially for a travel trailer. I like the magnetic latch that holds it in place. It is pre-wired to trickle charge your batteries using a solar panel as well. Underneath here, you can see it is a huge pass-through storage. It's about 3 feet wide, about 1.5 feet tall. Runs all the way through. Nice LED lighting, nice aluminum framing up top. Coming back this way, you have your city water connection and your black tank flush right there. I really like the fact that this main slide is a rack and pinion slide. This rides on a 6-inch I-beam frame. I do like that they include this termination valve here at the end. This is really nice when you see it on an RV, especially from the factory. That's basically an ability to shut off your sewer drain, so whenever you get to where you're going, you don't just pop the cap off and a bunch of stuff pours out. It gives you time to connect your hoses and everything before you open it up and connect it to your utility. I like the fact that they have these little slide helpers. So these basically catch the edge of that rubber gasket right here and help pull it out so you get a better seal. Coming around this way, it does not have frameless windows. You know, I think a lot of people are kind of moving away from frameless windows as well because it gives you more ventilation whenever you open these up. You can really get a nice cross breeze going through. Coming down here, you can see that it does not have an upgraded suspension. This rides on Trailer King tires. I would definitely upgrade the tires relatively soon, and even upgrade the suspension. Go to something like a Easy Flex, a Moride Cree 3000, just something that's going to give you a little bit more shock absorption and dampening whenever you're going down the road over bumps. Be sure you balance your tires too if you change them out. A lot of people forget to do that or choose not to. This is going to be the outside of your water heater. Here is another sewer connection back here, and they do put a gate valve right at the end of it, which I really like, as well as one right here. Very thoughtful when they do that. That's just one of those things that some manufacturers don't think about doing at all, but I do like it when they put them there. You have your 50 amp connection back here, cable satellite, and this unit actually has power running to it right now, so I can walk through it in air-conditioned luxury. Up top, you can see it has a Furrion camera mount. This appears to use incandescent bulbs. Now, I would have liked to see LED. You guys know I'm a big stickler of LED bulbs on RVs, but that's the one thing so far I think I'd like to see a little different, and that is LED bulbs instead of incandescent. I do like the fact that they still give you a back bumper, which is really nice. And then this also has power stabilizer jacks, so you basically can extend or retract stabilizers on the front and back of this unit right here. This is going to have a outside kitchen. Let's take a look at it real quick. So here's your outside kitchen. It holds up with magnetic mounts. You have a micro refrigerator here, some storage in the center, You have a cubby here for something, and then you have a griddle, which is really nice. That's already included. The only thing that's not out here is a sink, and I really think they could have used this space for a sink instead. Maybe just made this a large shelf, put the refrigerator there, and then put a sink right here. This is nice. I just think they could have probably done something a little different with the space. What are your thoughts? Okay, coming around this way has a huge awning that runs all the way around this side. No slide on this side. This is the outside of your furnace. Power. This is going to be your freshwater tank fill. This has the Moride step above flip out steps. And a big perk of this specific unit is something that you'll see right here on the window, Asdel. So this coach actually utilizes Asdel sidewall construction. It is a very, very cool composite sidewall that just helps you avoid things like delamination and rot and stuff like that from your backer. Here's the other side of your pass-through storage. All right, let's take a look inside of this Sundance Ultralight 294BH. It does have a friction hinge on the door, which I also like. All right, stepping inside, let's pan around a little bit so you can see what this unit's all about. Of course, you have your bedroom up here, your kitchen, living room, dinette. You have your refrigerator over here, a little bit further away from the kitchen than you'd think. Behind the door, wow. Oh my gosh, I did not expect to see this much pantry storage behind the door. This is pretty incredible. Goes back, I'm gonna say 4 feet. I mean, you can actually walk inside of this pantry. You got shelves right here, hanging closet. This is actually really nice, especially considering this RV doesn't have a slide on this side. Very cool. Anyways, let's start up front here in the bedroom and work our way back. Queen size bed, plenty of room on each side of the bed. It does not have any type of cubby or pocket storage up here, which I would have liked to see. You do have some power outlets here. You have a little piece of trim. Okay, these are actually little trim kits for awnings. You have some storage up top. You have some nice wardrobe storage on each side. Very large sliding door right here, so you can take this off and give yourself some privacy in here. You have your Coleman Mach air conditioning system up top. It's all ducted, plus you have a mounting bracket for a TV over there. When I say it's all ducted, I don't necessarily mean the unit in here. I do believe this one's ducted as well, but on a lot of units, only this one's going to be ducted and not this one. Some manufacturers duct everything. I just don't know on this specific one. You can't tell just by looking at it. It does have day-night roller shades on it. So coming around to the kitchen, let's take a look inside of the sink. So it's a very large single basin stainless steel sink. Nice backsplash behind it. Over here you have your 3-burner cooktop. Nice cabinets up top here. Greystone compact microwave. Panning around. This is going to be where you would hang your TV. You have your fireplace right here, your controls. Now some folks are going to say, why didn't they put the refrigerator on this side and put the TV over here so the refrigerator is closer to the kitchen? Well, the reason for that is if they had done that, you would have lost a lot of the storage space inside of here. Now, at first I was thinking, well, it would have worked out well if they moved the refrigerator over here, put the TV over here, and then had maybe a pantry door right here. But in reality, this works out pretty well. The only challenge some folks are going to have is, of course, people walking in front of the TV to get to the refrigerator. What are your thoughts on this? They have this one air conditioning system running right now. Coming around this way, you can see it has a nice love seat right here. This is going to fold out into a bed. Nice cabinetry on top. Nice valances right here as well. Coming up to the dinette. This is a very large dinette. You have storage underneath it as well. It's currently converted into a bed configuration. Nice valances. This does again have the MCD day-night roller shades. One thing to keep in mind here is these valances don't have these side pieces. I talked about that in the video where we removed ours because we were making contact with them, but you can see a lot of RVs don't use them at all. Nice light fixture up here as well. This space is nice. It seems very wide and open, You can absolutely seat a good number of people in here. You could probably seat 6 people here, 2 adults and a child in between, something like that. 2 folks right here. I like how the TV mounts on the wall here because, you know, your seating actually kind of gives you visibility to it without having to crane your neck. Very large blank wall right here. You kind of wonder what they could have done here. But then the other side of things is when this slide is in, this dinette probably takes up all this space. It may leave you with maybe a foot of space to get through here, but it's going to be pretty tight. You have your second thermostat here. The other one was on the headboard of the bed. Coming into the bathroom area, you have some nice hanging storage above the toilet. This is a plastic toilet. Over here you have a good sized shower basin. When you're standing in here, you're probably only going to have maybe about 6'3" worth of total height to be able to get in there, but you have a skylight that you can put your head in if you have to. You have a good sized medicine cabinet here. Lots of storage right here on the side. Cabinet underneath. And then some more storage over here. Then moving towards the back. Here's the magic of this unit. So this sleeps a lot of people, right? This can convert into a bed. Bunk here, bunk here, bunk here. Plus you have storage right here. Okay, so your TV would go right here and your connection's right there. You'd probably have to kind of crane your neck out of here to see the TV for someone sleeping here. But this is really cool, right? This is just a nice little area, especially if you want to use it for like a desk. If you have kids who are traveling with you and they need to study, good place for it. But there's no slides back here, so it does feel a little bit cramped, but it's not too bad. You easily have 2 feet of width to get through here. And for kids, I think this would just be a blast, especially if you bring additional kids with you or if you have a large family and you want them all kind of together enjoying the space. Very cool. Plus this little area back here for magazines and such, or iPads or whatever you'd bring with you. Very cool. What are your thoughts? It's definitely a different floor plan in a sense, especially because of that huge pantry. I love the Asdel. I love the fact that this is on a rack and pinion slide. I would upgrade the tires, would upgrade the suspension on it. You know, a couple things like that. I like the fact that the AC is running, and right now it's super hot outside, and the AC, this single AC unit's doing a pretty good job keeping this RV pretty cool. And this RV is going to have an MSRP of $44,503. But I imagine if you give them a call, your actual sales price will be significantly less than that. So definitely check it out. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.